How's it, team? Welcome back to the Sin Bin. I know it's been a wee while. Well, not quite a month, but it has been a wee while. I've been doing that Ladies of Marvel picture thing that I spoke about last video. It's taken a wee bit longer than initially anticipated, only because, truth be told, I've been knee-deep in the rugby. The Six Nations competition this year. Cool. Well, those are my predictions. They were my predictions at the start of the season. It's not looking too bad, but the Irish, they've managed to pull a couple out the bag, but I digress ever so slightly. What I was going to do with the Ladies of Marvel was I was going to assign each character that I chose to correspond with a Women's Rugby World Cup team. And I kind of cocked that up because I put Ireland in there. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's take a look at who we've got to play with. So we start off with the Black Widow. We've got Mantis. We've got Captain Marvel. We've got the Wasp. We've got Ms. Marvel. We've got the She-Hulk. We've got Nebula. And we've got Scarlet Witch in there. I have a favorite. I do have a favorite. She-Hulk. She's I tell you, there's something me and Captain Kirk have in common. Whoa, she's... Full disclosure though, I lost the video footage for my She-Hulk and Mantis, because the way I saw it, She-Hulk, she was a bit of a, she's a fourth wall character. And so I was trying to think of ways that I could incorporate that. Started filming it, but I filmed it so long ago that I lost the footage. But we'll get over that. Black Widow, however, see, the Black Widow thing, black, I won't spend too much time talking about Black Widow, largely because she's going to be Black Fern's character, and it'll just come across as me being biased, so we'll brush over that. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, she was scary to me, only because I have absolutely no idea how to draw fire, like that stuff that comes out of her helmet. So I decided to do that last, and hopefully make a good job of the rest of the helmet, the rest of the character, just so that we could, kind of like brush over it. And then I remembered that she's got like these glowy hand things as well, which they're cool, but I had absolutely no idea how to draw those as well. So we're going to kind of fudge it. Now, I didn't do any of the rugby balls when I was drawing the characters because I was going to spend a bit of time deliberating over which character was going to be with which team and so on and so forth. So I didn't. And actually right now, I still haven't. But we'll get that done for the finishing shot. The Wasp. The Wasp, see, she scared me a wee bit because, like Captain Marvel in Fire, I'm not the best in the world at drawing like chrome or steel, stuff like that. Drawing it's fine, colouring it in, that's where I have to concentrate. But she turned out all right as far as the helmet was concerned. Couldn't help but embellish a wee bit. Well, not embellish, but had a bit of artistic license, so I chucked the Wasp in there. The scary thing for me was the wings. The wings of the Wasp. Well, I just looked at the Wasp's wings and tried my best with some pencils. Didn't end up too bad. The Wasp itself, it needed some antennae, and I had to colour in the eyes and draw a face to it, but it turned out alright, I think. You may be a bit surprised as to which country I chose for it. Moving on to Ms. Marvel. See, Ms. Marvel, she wasn't as cutesy as I was hoping she was going to be. I got a bit too involved in the drawing of that one. But nonetheless, see how it goes. The one thing that I was really scared of when it came to drawing Ms. Marvel was the hair. I've got to tell you right now, I'm not the best person in the world when it comes to drawing or colouring in hair. But like most things in life, I think I've fudged it fairly successfully. Well, I'll leave that up to you. And again, the country that I chose to correspond with her might come as a wee bit of a shock or surprise, but I have my reasons, which I'll describe shortly. Now Nebula, she was a bit of a, she was a weird one, if I'm being perfectly honest. I thought Nebula was going to be pretty straightforward, because she's only really a couple of colours. But the colours that I do use, one of them ended up being so dark that I had to come over it again with some violet pencil because it was just too dark. You see what I mean here? It's all fine though, but what I decided to do is, instead of getting too involved with the artistic element, is just do a bit of cell shading, boom shank, it Bob's your uncle. I felt a bit guilty because of the way that I coloured her in, and so I decided to make her background a wee bit awesome. Kind of like I was going to do with all of them, but time got away from me, and so really and truly it was just herself and She-Hulk that I got involved in. She-Hulk, you won't know this about me, but one of my favourite foods is KFC, and because She-Hulk's one of my favourite characters as of now, I got a bit involved. Anyway, the Scarlet Witch, she was a bit of a scary character to do as well, only because there was going to be a lot of red, like a lot of red. But I thought what I might try and do with her as well was make the background come to life, so to speak. Because if you haven't seen the series, it's a brilliant series, but in the final episode, it gets a bit crazy with the runes. So I decided to get a bit crazy with the runes, just to see whether or not I could just fill out the background a wee bit. I think I managed to, quite successfully, but I'll leave that up to you. Yeah, take a look. So you'll see, as opposed to the men of Marvel, if you like, I did decide to do a bit more in terms of backgrounds, only because I was trying to use up some of my pens. Some of my marker pens, they're on the way out. I thought I'd try and kill them properly before they go. Anyway, now you can see the countries that I went for. Obviously, the Black Widow, she's a, she's part of the black team. Ireland I went with Mantis. Because she's a bit of a dark horse character. I think you'll see a bit more of that as far as the next Guardians of the Galaxy movies coming out is concerned. Her relationship with, well, you'll see. Captain Marvel, yeah, Japan. See, the women's rugby teams, they're a wee bit more awesome than I typically give them credit for. But, you know, there we are. Wasp, yeah, see, I went with England. See, the English rugby team, I don't adequately know how to describe my feelings towards women's rugby as far as England's concerned. They're awesome. I mean, they are awesome. But it's one of those almost like rags to riches stories, humble beginnings, so forth. And Ms. Marvel, see, I went with Canada. I know you can't properly see the maple leaf, but that's halfway me being me. I don't want to draw a proper maple leaf. That's hard. She-Hulk, you know, being big and green. South Africa, obviously. I don't quite know why I chose France for Nebula, but there we are. And I know what you're thinking. You know, if the maple leaf's hard, surely the Welsh dragon's harder. But Scarlet Witch, she was my last character to draw, so I spent a bit more time on her. And as a result, figured, may as well at least try to do the Welsh flag. Yeah. Anyway, I've got to tell you, it's fast becoming one of those situations, especially in this shed, where I've produced a lot of stuff that I haven't really got room for. So I think what I'm going to do, as soon as I hit, like, I don't know, 500 subscribers, I'll start giving some of this stuff away. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the usual stuff. I'll take a pic at random, and if you haven't joined my Instagram, because that's where you're going to see a lot of the stuff before the videos come out, by all means go ahead and do so, and we can choose from there. Just as a wee bit of the next video, it's going to be pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. What I've done is I've started collecting the fan home figurines. They're pretty mental. And I've decided that the back of my wall here needs a bit of tarting up. And I've got an idea. So we're going to do that. Anyway, since I don't do goodbyes,